So in the previous video, I was talking about my relationship with mom and how difficult and what a long journey it has been to heal this relationship. I will actually leave the link to this video in the description section below. So it was just a random video. I recorded from a hotel room because I just felt so much joy in me that I just wanted to talk about it because I never felt like this before and it was just hard to contain. And the joy and the overflowing happiness didn't just come from the fact that I healed my relationship with mom. It was also the result of this self-love journey I have been on. And this whole journey started a couple of years ago. Yes, people, it's a journey. It's not an overnight success. And healing my relationship with mom was a part of this journey. Actually, it was kind of like the side effect of it because I never had the intention to actually focus on my relationship with mom. I never thought that it was possible to fix it. I have already given up on it and I just didn't want to deal with it because it was a burden. Emotionally, it was a burden. And even the thought of it would piss me off. Most of my life I felt resentment and even hate towards her. I found my diary from when I was a kid. And I was shocked to read what I wrote there. On one page I even wrote that I hate her so much that I hope she would die, or if not, I hope I die so I don't have to put up with her. Was my mom an evil person? No, not at all. She's a caring person who has her own baggage and her own childhood wounds, and she makes mistakes and she reacts and acts from fear and insecurity at times, and she has her own triggers and flaws, just like me, or probably all of us. Why did we have such a difficult relationship? I honestly don't know. And it was not just me, but we both felt it. We both got triggered every time we were in the same space. In this video, I want to explain it in more details, what and how helped me fix my troubled relationship with mom. Because even though I spoke about it in that previous video, I think this deserves a more detailed breakdown of the process. Hoping that you also find it useful for yourself if you also have a troubled relationship with someone in your family. I've been going to different kinds of therapies all my life. Actually, thanks to her, because she took me to most of these places. She and her open mind introduced me to many things at a very, very early age, even meditation. So I'm very thankful to her. I believe that the countless number of Hellinger family constellation therapy sessions that I went to started to heal something in us. It's a form of psychotherapy that focuses on the relationships and the dynamics within a family system. The therapist helps individuals to identify and resolve issues within the family by using techniques such as role-playing, visualizing, and symbolic representation. It's based on the idea that events and experiences within a family can have a lasting impact on the family system and on the individual within it. You basically get together with strangers who can play the role of your family members, so you actually don't have to bring your real family members. And what's really fascinating about the whole thing is that these people who are going to play these roles don't have to know anything about anyone. And we all start feeling the feelings and thinking the thoughts of the people that we play. Don't ask me how, but it works, even with skeptics. And it's actually even more fun if you don't know anything about the story. I'm especially sensitive to picking up energies of others, and I can tell from my own personal experience that if you happen to, for example, represent someone who's dead, you will most likely feel the need or some sort of a calling to lay down on the ground in the middle of the role play. This has happened to me so many times. I would also get physical sensations and hear or see words coming to my mind that I would feel the need to say out loud, and they always had an important role. And all these sensations you would feel and, listening to your instinct would all push the role play to a certain direction that would reveal something about the family dynamics. Most of the time, it helps you understand something about that person, why they were a certain way, why they treated you a certain way, and it promotes compassion in you. You basically get to see the other side of the story. And once the penny drops, once you understand something or someone, its negative effects automatically start healing in you. Sometimes all we need is seeing that the other person was not evil or had no evil intention. They were also hurt, and hurt people hurt people. All this awakes more compassion in you towards others. There are also magical releasing affirmations used during the Hellinger therapy, and they are so powerful that as soon as you say them, you will feel a shift. So I've done hundreds of these therapy sessions in the past, let's say 20 years, and I never really went there to resolve my relationship with my mom. I told you I didn't want to do anything about it. I always had other issues to fix, but many times the root cause was actually found in my relationship with her. So the therapist would automatically give me the releasing affirmations and wouldn't close the session until some sort of emotional shift would happen in me, which didn't always come easy. It was like peeling an onion. We peeled a layer and more would resurface. So apparently there were many layers to this, which is normal with complex problems. And I highly recommend this therapy form to anyone. The other thing that I believe helped me heal my relationship with mom is my own self-love journey. I like to say that my divorce marks the beginning of this, even though it started a little bit before my divorce, but I think my divorce catapulted the whole process. And I'm not saying that there was something wrong with my husband or I was living in an abusive relationship or anything like that, because that's not true. He's a great guy and it was a beautiful friendship. However, now looking back, I think I wasn't able to love my husband the way he deserved to be loved, because I think I wasn't able to love myself the way I deserve to be loved either. And I only realized this during this trip I took to Budapest right after Christmas. I traveled home to surprise my mom on her 70th birthday, which went incredibly well. You can see it in that video that I told you about. And it all served as a proof to both of us that our relationship has gotten to a new level. And so this video that I told you about in the beginning, that was actually recorded in a hotel the day after the meeting with my mom. But during this trip, prior to visiting my mom, I spent an afternoon with my ex-husband and his girlfriend. I already met her a couple of times, and it always went well. I've got nothing but love for the both of them, and I enjoy their company a lot. We easily spend like 5 or 6 hours or even a whole day just talking without getting bored. So during my time with them, I realized that this girl actually loves things about my ex that I found annoying. She also acknowledged his shortcomings, but she didn't see them as shortcomings. She actually finds them cute. And it was such a light bulb moment for me, because I understood that I was not loving him the way he deserves to be loved. And I felt so calm and so happy about the fact that now he has someone who loves him with all that. And isn't it how it should be? And there were other things during our meeting where I just knew that I used to not appreciate certain things. For example, the fact that he would bring home these giant speakers, which took up so much space in the living room, and I didn't like their colors or anything. And I heard no difference in the sound quality. I was just happy to listening to things on my iPhone, which I know is ridiculous when you compare the sound quality of your iPhone to like an expensive speaker. But his new girlfriend loves these speakers and appreciates them, and she can hear the difference, and she's such a supporter of all of this, and she is as much into the whole sound design as he is. And I was so happy for him that he found someone he connects with on many different levels, someone who also appreciates and understands and even shares his passion. And all this gave me so much reassurance that the divorce was a good decision for us. It set both of us free and allowed both of us to find someone maybe even more suitable. And again, it also made me realize that I wasn't ready to love him back then, because probably I didn't love myself either. And again, it also made me realize that I wasn't ready to love him back then, probably because I didn't love myself either. How does all this connect to my relationship with mom? Well, part of my self-love journey meant stepping up for myself, achieving things for myself without him, without feeling the need to rely on others. And when I found myself alone after divorce, all of a sudden I was forced to get shit done, alone, things I never knew I could, and I still did. And all that gave me confidence. And then I decided to intentionally put myself into situations that were uncomfortable. I picked jobs, I went to places that were totally outside of my comfort zone. And it didn't just help me expand my comfort zone, but it also gave me more confidence. And that helped me love and respect and appreciate myself more. So if you also struggle with self-love, I highly recommend challenging yourself to doing things you never thought you could, things you are scared of. And just watch how, upon completion, your whole perception of yourself changes. I am now at a place where I feel like I can do anything I want. Nothing stops me. And I love the feeling and knowing of being able to rely on myself for things, trusting in my own abilities and determination. And I'm pretty sure that my mom has seen all that, and her respect for me has also grown because I felt it. She used to think I needed a man to get things done, to survive, to be happy, to go to places, to have money, whatever, But it's never been true. But for some reason, I think she thought that, and she treated me like if I was a child. And now 2 years after my divorce, I proved it to her and myself that I'm not a child. I can get things done myself, and I can work 3 jobs if I need to. I can go far, and I can face my fears. And most importantly, I can also be happy on my own. I think if you can prove that to your parents, prove all this, that you can survive on your own and you can be happy on your own, it will influence the way they see you. I also think that if you respect and love yourself and you have trust in your own abilities, it will radiate outside you and will influence everyone else's perception of you. The other thing I have been doing recently was just giving her random calls, just a quick call, asking her how she was feeling so she would know that I cared. And I made sure not to mention or not to complain or not to talk about the shit I was going through so I would not make her feel worried about me. All these calls were mainly about her and just inquiring about her well-being. The other important thing prior to meeting her after Christmas was to meditate on the desired outcome. I visualized it a couple of times as a mental rehearsal of how I wanted our meeting to go. I visualized us being happy and hugging each other and feeling nothing but love. I would also make sure to only think of her with love. No resentment, no anger, no hate. To be honest, this far out on my healing journey, I actually couldn't feel negative emotions to her anymore, even if I wanted to. I honestly started to feel love towards her in every part of my body. So just to recap, if you want to heal a relationship with someone, maybe your parents, I recommend going to a therapy, any kind of therapy that works for you, but I highly recommend the Hellinger family constellation. Repeating those healing, releasing positive affirmations to heal the trauma and the connection. Practicing self-love, self-respect, self-confidence, because it influences how others see you. Making actual steps towards healing the relationship, as in getting in touch, not expecting anything from the other in return, just expressing and showing that you care by sending a message, giving a call, or sending a bunch of flowers for their birthday. I did that every time on Mother's Day and her birthday too, and she was so happy. I also did it couple of times for no particular reason, just randomly with a thank you note. There are these international websites, even if you don't live in the same country, you just order it on a website and then it gets delivered the next day with whatever note you want it to be delivered with. And most of the time, she was so happy that she cried. And don't forget to meditate, visualize the ideal desired outcome, sending love, thinking of them with compassion. And prior to an actual physical meeting, I also recommend a mental rehearsal of the meeting. As I said, the healing of my relationship with Mom was not my original intention. It was the side effect of all my personal healing journey. That's why it took me decades. If I had and knew the recipe before, and if I actually wanted to fix it and intentionally took steps towards it, I could have done it in a year, I believe. Just in a year. I hope you found this video helpful or even inspiring. If so, like, share, comment, subscribe, because it is free to do so, and it helps me grow this channel. I wish you love and strength on your journey. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.